And then on the other hand, if I'm in a product centric role, like I'm a VP of engineering or someone like that, you know, I'm I've got a product that I need to launch in 6 months. And you know, there's probably 20 sprints. We can't let anything slip. I've already got a huge backlog. If I'm that VP of engineering, I'm like, man, I don't want like someone finding bugs in my software because the business is going to get pissed off. They don't understand. And I mean, between you and me, we know software is software, and there will be holes in the wall. But what is the shift that needs to happen so that that VP of engineering can feel safe to find vulnerabilities without risking their job or their reputation to the business? What does the business what's the shift that needs to happen there?
I think the shift is happening, but you are absolutely correct that we come from a world where it was shameful to acknowledge vulnerabilities, and nobody wanted to hear about them, and organizations would bury their heads in the sand and hope that nothing bad would happen. Like, it will happen to others, it won't happen to us. There's Humans have that behavior with all kinds of threats, but I think it has changed. The In that cloud deployment world, the software engineering teams are very well aware of ethical hacking, and most people look forward to it. They see it as a sort of badge of honor to have their code being vetted and validated by hackers. And we also see it from the governance level, from boards, audit committees at boards who say, hey, do we have a bug bounty program? And if we don't, why don't we? And a few years ago, there was not a single board member who would ask the question. Now they do ask the question. And then it trickles down through audit committee to CEO, CFO, general counsel, CIO, to CISO, to CTO, head of engineering. And they're like, whoa, the board is asking for us to have an ethical hacking program. Maybe we can do that now. So they are sort of meeting in the middle by those who worry about risk management realizing that it's a smart thing to do, and those who are building the software who see the coolness of it. Like, my code was beaten to death by these hackers, and it didn't die, it survived. They found a few vulnerabilities and I fixed them, but it made it through. So that's when you have that mindset, then it will work well. But of course, there are still organizations that are not seeing the light that way and who would not be open to it. The hard reality for them is that cyber risks will hit them. There's there are just two types of companies: those who have been breached and those who have not been breached yet.
So the ones that have been breached, you know, they're all like, oh, if only I had done this or done that differently. But putting a positive spin on it, what are some of the positive examples of companies that have proactively engaged white label hackers or ethical hackers, sorry, and actually seen benefits coming out of that? Maybe what are some stories or examples of that?
Well, you can take Equifax. Equifax did not have such a program. They were breached through one single vulnerability that was known to the world. It was a known vulnerability. They had it. They hadn't patched their Apache Struts deployment. And they had a breach that ultimately cost them something like 1.6 billion US dollars in all the changes. And of course, the top management was fired, and huge change in the company. What they then did was they installed new people in charge of security and information and engineering and everything. They came to HackerOne and said, we would like to run a bug bounty program. They are now our customer. We run a very successful program with them. And they are coming back, and they just had a great quarter. They grew 27% year over year. So you look at it and say, whoa, there is redemption and recovery and a path back, even after such a hard fall. So I see this a sort of positive in a way. Like, it was, of course, disastrous when the breach happened, but they are coming out of it in a strong way. You could take another organization, the U.S. Department of Defense, i.e., Pentagon. They have been our customers since 2016 when they asked HackerOne to launch Hack the Pentagon, a program we are running. We've found over 27,000 security vulnerabilities in the Pentagon's various systems. And people love the program. They love it. They praise the hackers all the time. They praise HackerOne. It is so successful that now this spring, the Pentagon is sponsoring similar programs for private sector vendors. If you're a supplier to the DoD in what's called the Defense Industrial Base, then you had a chance to apply for being included in the program, and the Pentagon will pay for it. If you're selling us products, we want hackers to hack your products first. So you see how the awareness is spreading from the federal government now out to the private sector, and when you act in risk reduction, of course, you can never point to the catastrophe that did not happen. You can just know that the cyber risk was significantly reduced, but you can't know what would have gone wrong without it. And in a way, that's how it should be. That's how insurances work. That's how risk reduction works. But there's no doubt among everybody who's involved that it has been just a stellar success and continues to be. And the
I'm
fantastic thing is the hackers are from all over the world. They want to file vulnerabilities with the Pentagon.